Hey everybody, it's 4 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon, which means we're nearly into Wednesday, which is hump day. So you can almost feel like the week is just passing on. The sun is coming out outside, it's warming up. And I just thought, we better have a little bit of class and a little bit of soul this afternoon. So I've got my friend here, Luqman Brown. Hi.
Hey man,
Thanks for joining us. I'm good, and we've already been having a great chat about who we know in the music business. Actually, let's not say that because the music business is horrible. Who we know who are good, who are great musicians, and some of them don't even know that they're great, which is what makes them so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. So you were just saying that you've got a guy on this record that I've been listening to.
Yeah, his name is Ronnie Drayton. He's amazing, and he's passed on. He's gone. He died about a year ago in January, February, and he was like such an amazing guitar player and even more amazing person, so humble, he was like stellar in his playing. Like if you listen to the song, he's playing the guitar on there and he's like, it's crazy, you know what I mean? And he's played with so many people from like the Persuaders and his, like down to 24/7 Spies, you know what I mean? So like he taught me. He had been teaching me guitar in his couple years, before he passed. And I've studied guitar before, as a kid, but I wanted to get better. And I took him up on lessons. And
what does a guitar lesson from someone like that look like? How does that go?
He just told me like how to figure out chords better, like a better way to figure out chords and maybe look at music differently than I was looking at it, looking at the structure of chords and how to approach that from a different perspective than I was. So like if I'm playing D, G, A minor 7, you know what I mean? Whatever. Yeah. He would say, think of all the chords that are relative to those 3 notes, and then slow down and just make it and then play it. So like after a while, I started getting smoother in my playing. Like I play totally better.
So you'd put like a little bit of A sus in, or a D, or D7, and you just think, So
or even just 13s, man.
Whoa.
That's what I'm saying. It was like I didn't even know 13s. So it was really cool, and I looked up to him. Like he was really impressive human being. And he was a great martial artist. He he did Wing Chun, and I did Wing Chun. So that's how we related. And so like I used to call him my guitar Sifu. You know what I mean? Because he was.
You got to tell me about Wing Chun, right? Because I'm gonna plead ignorant when it comes to that. I know what karate is. I know what judo is because I did it when I was a young boy.
Right.
And got thrashed every week. So what's Wing Chun? To me, it sounds like a great takeaway food, but you're going to tell me now it's what it really is.
Well, Wing Chun was a martial arts developed by this woman, and the first nun from the Shaolin monastery, and it was for when the hordes, the Mongol hordes would attack the Chinese. They taught it to them because anybody could do it. It'd be like a smaller woman or an older man or even a child could take this person and it, you know, with the blocks and the kum sao and lum sao, and they would you know, throw them around. And it was like a really sensible style of martial art.
Yeah. So
Ronnie,
anyone can take that up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I suggest you take it up because it makes you think better, and physically, you know, it's good for your body.
Yeah.
And good for your soul.
Does it really help focus the mind?
Yes, definitely.
Oh,
Definitely.
yeah. I know it's not the same thing, but I learned to juggle because of that. I know it's not the same thing, but it's
a you know, it's a what am I
yeah,
trying
to keep various balls up in the air. Yeah. Right? You can't be thinking about other things. So you just have to focus the mind and focus on that, you know, keeping the balls up in the air, and you just you zone into something else. You have to zone into something else, which is great.
Can you hold 1 second? Hey, babe. Thank you. Sorry. That's
okay. I often do the same thing. I don't get the same reaction, but you know,
somebody came to the door.
Is it? Oh, so it's coming now, right? Okay. What have you ordered? Is it anything good?
I don't know what it is. Somebody just rang the bell. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, you're not expecting anything from Amazon or something like that, you know?
I am, but not Amazon. So.
Oh, okay. You just keep that under wraps, unless it's a good guitar. Now, most people have a guitar on the wall in the background. You've got a guitar propped up against the wall. Is this your? Well, is this your beast?
This is one of the guitars that I've got.
And it was this one on the single at all? Or?
No. He's playing ESP.
Right.
And it's a custom ESP because Ronnie was right-handed.
Right-handed, yeah.
So he you know, like Hendrix was. So and then you know what's funny? His strings, he never moved them. So it'd be like the E would be here instead of here.
What?
Yeah. He was sick with it. He was
he's literally playing upside down. That's mad. That is mad. I mean, the only other musician that I've seen really, I don't know whether you've ever seen footage from the 1970s of Keith Emerson when he used to pull his Hammond down on top of him and play like Flight of the Bumblebee upside down. And you just think, how does your brain work to do that?
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. I don't know how he did it.
That's just mad. It's a great trick though, isn't it? Great trick.
Well, I don't think it was a trick because it was like how he learned to play.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I mean. But it looks great, doesn't it? I mean, you know, you get your guitar to anyone else, go, you try play that.
Well, you know, this is a special guitar.
Yeah.
It's called the Heart Silencer. And I have a big heart over here.
Yeah.
And what it is when I was hospitalized, I was in the hospital for my heart, and I had to get it taken out and put a machine in my heart to keep it pumping. And it's still in there. I'm waiting to get a new heart. So praying on that. So whenever I would play guitar, you know, I have 2 pickups. So whenever I would play, the magnets that are in my heart would get picked up by the magnets in the pickups. So it has like a crazy sound, like bzz, bzz, bzz.
Right.
I'd be playing and be like bzz, bzz. I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. You know, so I mean, it does kind of sound good for like, I could use that sound for a track.
For like one song, right?
One song, exactly. So, but other than that, I needed to build this guitar so that it would take out the sounds from the magnets in my heart.
That's clever. How have you done that?
So what I did was, if you look really closely, you can see in between the the body here,
Yeah.
there's gold. You see this? There's
Yeah.
like a little bit of copper. So what I did was I put copper inside here, inside underneath the pick guard, underneath the thing. I put copper,
And that acts as a shield.
right. And then also I have a low noise pickup here and here. And what it does is when I am in the first position,
Yeah.
you can hear the ksh, ksh, but once I go to the second position, it's gone.
So you can still do that one track.
Yes.
If you wanted to.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us, I asked most people that come on this broadcast, where did music start for you, sir?
Well, when I was when I was a baby, my parents used to put, whenever I would cry, my parents were really poor at the time, and we lived in a loft up in Brooklyn, and so the only place that they had for me to sleep was in a dresser drawer, and so they set up the dresser really nicely with pillows and blankets and everything. And above that drawer was the stereo. And my dad used to play Funkadelic endlessly in the 70s. And so he whenever I would cry, he'd turn up the volume. And he said that whenever Funkadelic, no other music, but whenever Funkadelic played, I would stop crying.
So that's interesting. So not Parliament, it had to be Funkadelic.
Yes.
Right.
It was probably a mix of Parliament and Funkadelic.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it'd be like, you know what I mean? Like the Parliament would soothe, and like whenever I heard anything like that, I would chill out. No other music, he said. And then when I turned 7, they took me to see Funkadelic in 77 at the Apollo Theater. And
wow.
That changed my life.
It would change anyone's life, I think.
I thought I was watching superheroes. They look like superheroes too.
Yeah, right.
And you know what I mean? Like, it was insane, man.
Do you know what album that was? Do you know what album that would have been?
I don't remember what album it was. I think it was, I don't know. I think it was The Mothership.
It was.
But I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Right.
But all I remember were the costumes and the lights, and it was crazy.
Yeah,
so
the capes and the boots and the
totally. It was like, wow. I was like, I couldn't even speak for a week after that. And then when I went to school, I was like, yo, I just saw some superheroes playing this music. And after that, I just wanted to be a musician.
Yeah.
Like at 7, you know what I mean? So my parents got me lessons at Harlem School of the Arts, and I took guitar lessons. And then from there, just kept at it, like I went to Tito Puente School of Music on 110th, studied trombone there. And then I joined this band called Funk Face in high school. And that was it. Like, I've been playing since I was like 12.
Yeah. Oh, was that a group of friends as well?
Yes.
That Funk Face, yeah.
Oh yes. That's this.
Yeah.
This is the logo for Funk Face here.
The thing is, once you get in with a group of friends into a group as well, it just it's not just the music anymore, is it? It's also that whole, it becomes your social life. It's totally. Everything.
It becomes like it was like we ate together.
Yeah.
We hung out together. We all skateboarded and surfed together. You know what I mean? Like we did everything together, and we did it for decades.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we still play, I joined that band in high school, and we
Yeah.
still play to this day. It's been 32 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's amazing. It's amazing as well, because I was talking to you just before we came on about my friend Troy Miller. Now, I hadn't played any music at all with Troy for years, because he's gone off. He'd done his thing. He'd become, you know,
Super
a big
famous.
name. Yeah, absolutely. But seriously, my friend, 2 years ago, or a bit longer than that now, I think, his brother got married, and for the wedding, because his brother's a multi-instrumentalist, for the wedding, Justin, his brother, got the band back together.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And so we all met and we got back together, and we rehearsed a few songs, and then we played. But you know what? It didn't matter that it had been probably 30 odd years, you know. As soon as you get back together with people that you've been friends with, that you've got a musical connection with as well, it's just suddenly boom, and there it is.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
And you can,
like yesterday.
Yeah, it's just mad. I think that's a lovely connection that you have. I mean, you take that with you through the whole of your life, and whatever other music you do, my friend, that is just special.
Totally is. Yeah, man. I love those guys to death, and they know it. You know,
that's really, really cool. But now you've started to put out your own stuff. And I mean, just where did you have a black book or something? How did you get this group of people together to do this record? Because it is a stunning collection of artists that you've got together to do this.
Yeah, well, what I did was I've been in the scene here in New York for years. Funk Face has has a name here in the city, and we've made friends with everyone we've ever played with. And as I've gone on, I've gotten into other things. You know what I mean? Like I used to MC with Idris Alba. You know, I used to MC
really?
with in a crew called Wicked Crew, and I used to, play with Burnt Sugar Orchestra with Mark Carey. You know what I mean? And I played trombone in that orchestra with him, and also V. Jeff Smith. So over the years, I've played in other bands, but that Funk Face was pretty much my main band, but we dabbled in other things, and so it's just like you said, like my friends, like Living Color. Also, I'm a part of Black Rock Coalition here in the city, and Black Rock Coalition is a really good place to meet people, and the community around them is really amazing. Like for somebody to come into the city and find Black Rock Coalition, it was like you're coming into a community that's really caring, musically insane, like crazy musicians, and also their platform is
that was musical.
Well, their platform for social change is, unrelenting and matched by none. So it's like a good place to meet people, and that's why I met a lot of these musicians, and doing orchestra gigs with them. They had me as the musical director for the Atlantic Records box set that came out, and I put we did music from Ray Charles and Sam and Dave and all those people, and I put the music together, conducted it, and got all these singers and musicians together, and it was from the Black Rock Coalition, and that was really good for me as a musician to be in the directing chair, but also to, you know, really work with these people. And it was rewarding and valuable lessons I learned there, you know.
So what I'm hearing from you is you're really about community, aren't you?
Oh man, big time, big time. Here in New York, man, if you could play, you got a family. You know what I'm saying? Like if you fall into the right group of people, it's family. That is
a wonderful thing to have. Now listen, where did the name Dope Sagittarius came from? How did you do that? I mean, is this kind of a nod back to your, you know, listening to all of that funkadelic? Let's come up with a name for me. You know, like they all had names, didn't they, back then?
Well,
it's good that you could have fitted right into funkadelic with a name like that.
Or exactly. Well, I always come up with really good names for things. I don't know. I think I have a knack for funny names and, you know, different kind of things, you know. But Dope Sagittarius, I mean, I'm Sagittarius and I'm dope.
Dope. Doesn't need explaining any more than that, does it? Yeah. But you've taken on very big subject matter with this first single. I mean, define love. That's hard.
Yeah. Well, it was the first time, like I've only written 2 love songs in my life.
Yeah.
And see, Funk Face was like serious punk rock. You know, like this band, Funk Face, we were punk rock and funk.
Yeah.
Right? Just strictly funk and strictly punk. And this is the first time I've ever written a love song like this.
Yeah.
And
so this is a real change of image for you as well. Because if anyone looks at this cover of this single as well, this is like Blue Note.
Yeah.
Right?
And mad people are like, who is this? You know what I mean? Like it's a total departure from what I've done in the past, you know, like my music is like really hard, you know, like really hard. And we used to play in like CBGBs and, you know, places like, you know, all the punk clubs we would play.
Yeah.
But I you know, that was when I was younger. And as I've grown, I've learned, you know, more about music and more about myself. And I wanted to try something new and different.
And you guys look great in the video to this. I mean, did you struggle to stop laughing? That's what I want to know.
Yes. Well, we, you know, like in the, you know, when you the very first scene of the video where we're jamming out, and that was like the whole time we were like jamming and like coming up with new songs right there on the spot and like laughing and telling jokes and, you know, and then the film people, the photographers and the filmographers were like, wait a minute, that's a new song right there you got, you know, they were like astounded by it. But,
but they were also like, but sometime today, can we just focus, guys? And
well, we did. We were really focused. But when we had a minute, we were like jamming.
Yeah. No, it honestly, the look you've got there, you know, the feel of the song is brilliant. As I say, I mean, you look like you could just be straight up there with Coltrane or someone like that on the cover of that.
Well, that was the intent, you know. Like if you look at the video is modeled after a famous video by what's the name of the video? It's called Jazz Jamming the Blues.
Right.
About Lester Young.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Right.
Lester Young.
So, and it was a film by this French guy. I forget what his name, Efron or something like that. That he filmed Jamming the Blues back in the 40s. And it was like so cool because every frame of the film looked like a photograph of Blue Note, like a Blue Note photograph.
Yeah.
And they would play, and some of the video, the Jam and the Blues film footage, we mocked exactly. So like the parts where the woman is dancing, and like we took that straight from Jam and the Blues. But Lester Young plays the saxophone, so I'm singing, so it's a little different, and it's not quite jazz. It's like jazz, soul, pop,
Yeah.
And
you've got a lot of voices going on in this track as well. There's a lot of voice. Who's doing that really low voice?
That's me.
That's you.
I'm doing the low voice and the high voice, and then Corey Glover
sings in the middle.
That.
Yeah,
well, he's over that. He's like,
well, yeah.
Like, how to define love,
But it's that voice sound. That's a late night voice, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
or early morning. That's what everyone's voice is like when they wake up in the morning.
Well, you hear my voice now. That's how it sounds all the time. So it's like late night, early afternoon, evening, all day.
Yeah. Do you have to warm up to get to those high notes? So you just that's.
Well, when I got sick and I was in the hospital, I lost my ability to speak.
Wow.
So I had to learn to sing all over again. So
crazy.
I have to warm up now to do the low voice even.
Right.
Before that, I could sing higher than high, lower than low, and I didn't have to warm up. I used to smoke and drink and do all that crazy stuff, and I could sing anything. But now I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I have to warm up every time.
Well, you're looking good at the moment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good. I'm feeling very good.
Yeah. How long ago was it, the heart thing? How long ago was that?
It happened, I had 2 years ago.
Right. Yeah. And
2 years.
2 years ago. And so you had a year of that, and then COVID.
Right. Like after I got out of the hospital in November, and then I had a big party with my band Funk Face, and I sang at that, and that was in January, February. Then after that, Ronnie died. Then I went and did a few plays. I do sound design for a theater.
Yeah.
And after I did a few of those, 2 of those exactly, COVID hit. So, and then it's been a year since, and like now we're at the end of it, COVID, hopefully.
So this project's kept you sane, right?
Well, yes. Well, the project was done like
really? Right.
Before I had the heart, before I had surgery. Okay. It was done back in 2018. And so I was about to start promoting it, and then I couldn't because I couldn't speak. I wouldn't be able to do an interview with you, And they had to put battery. I got this big battery pack with the cable attached to me, so like Iron Man. So I had to, I couldn't talk. So it was really crazy, and I felt like it was important to get this out, because it was like before I got sick, it was like how I really felt, in 2018, and like the whole thing with Black Lives Matter and the cops and everything was going, really crazy before all this. And, this next single coming out really expresses all of that. Black Empress.
Brilliant, brilliant. And you say this is in terms of sound, it's a harder sound, it's a more punchy sound. Yeah.
It's not like Define Love at all. It's like a harder sound. And you know, that's the thing about this album is it shows diversity, you know what I mean? And you know, even the players are different, you know? Like most of the players, like I've done all the instruments on this album along with another guy, Brian Gosher, who is my producer and writes music with me. And he plays a lot of stuff on this record as well as I do, you know. So like he plays the drums, I play the drums, I play keys on some things, I play the bass, guitar, you know, a lot of different instruments. And you know, like, and it's really me and him. But once I get it done, I give it to some guys, that the person that I think would be the best to play that part, and they do it and do it well.
That's the best way, isn't it? That's the best way. I can't tell you too much because it's a little bit of a secret, but one of the people that I've interviewed on this show, we're co-writing at the moment.
Ah.
That's all I'm allowed to say.
That's cool.
But sometime later this year, maybe you might see a little bit of Graham Coath.
All right. What are you going to be singing on it? Playing guitar? What?
I won't be playing guitar because my guitar is very rudimentary. Okay, I know a lot of like really cool chords because of the way I learned to play guitar, which is that I just experimented. I sat down for 6 weeks and did nothing but play guitar for 6 weeks. That is the God's honest truth. The rest of my life went on hold for those 6 weeks, right? But so, and I just play by ear. I have no idea what it is that I'm playing. But that doesn't help particularly when you need to get that into a band situation. So the way we're doing it at the moment is me and the other person, we're just showing chords and humming along. Yeah, well, I will sing on it.
That's cool, man.
And it will be a duet.
That's cool.
So that will happen sometime. So listen, when's the album due out then? So
it comes out May 14th.
Wow.
May 14th. You can right here, it'll be out May 14th. Oh,
look at that. That's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. If you want to send me a copy of that, that'd be great. Because I have a record player right by my desk here.
That's cool.
I think it's absolutely vital that people think about what they need on their desks. A pen and some pads of paper, whatever. Forget all of that. All you need is a record player.
Totally.
On the side of your desk.
You know, like I have no CDs of this record. Only I only have vinyl. You can get it online through downloads. And if you want to buy, I have these little flash drives with our logo here. It's a flash drive of the star. Sure.
So if you want it as a digital version as well, you can have it like that.
Right. But I don't have any CDs.
No. But do you know what else I want? As much as that is, I want a T-shirt with you and that Define Love.
I'll make it.
Do you know what I mean? Because man, do you look cool in that?
Thank you, man. Yes, I'll have to make you some T-shirts.
Yeah,
that logo.
That, and I just think people will be going like, "Who's that? That is so cool." And I'm just going, and that's what you want, isn't it? And then you can just go, man, if you haven't lived until you've heard this.
Yeah. Totally.
Do you know what? It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you today. Tell me before you go. So you've survived death. which, I think when that happens to someone, you really sort of think about your life and what you really want and everything going. So, and you've got together already some magical people. I mean, if I was making a little wish list of people that I'd like to work with, you've already kind of done that a little bit on this project, but that was before this happened. If there was anyone else that you could work with, that you could put on a record, now come on, who would that be?
Oh my God, Jesus!
Well, he'd be a great
Could they
starting.
be alive or dead?
Either, my friend.
I mean, like seriously, I know a lot of great musicians.
Yeah.
But I would, who I'd really love to work with?
Hmm?
Guitar player wise, Gary Clark Jr.
Really? Yeah.
That would be cool. Like, he's a great guitar player. I would love to do a track with him. It would be amazing. And I play harmonica, so I wouldn't even play guitar on something like that. But the who did Escavate, I think his name is, the guy that plays with Gary Clark.
Yeah.
Him and Gary Clark would be amazing.
That would be superb. And if you could just have maybe in the background somewhere, just a little bit of floating in Miles Davis as well.
Yes. Oh God. Please.
Just,
please. Like just, the band would be sick. I'd have on bass, I'd have Prince.
Wow.
and Miles on Thumbelina, on kalimba.
Yeah.
Miles playing a kalimba instead of the trumpet, because it'd be sick.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it?
You
mentioned Prince was just quickly. I mean, bless him. I mean, obviously we lost Prince a few years back, and that was tragic. But I mean, was he an inspiration as well?
Not really, not at all. Like
no,
I am sorry to say, I loved him, and it's sad that he's gone. But I didn't catch on to Prince as firmly as other people. Like after Around the World in a Day, that album, Pop Life, I think the album was called. I think it was the third album or the fourth album that he came out with. I stopped listening to him.
Sure.
That was the era for me to get into punk, and I was really listening to like Dead Kennedys, and you know what I mean? Like
that's why you didn't get into Prince. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Like after that, I was, like I listened to what do you call it? Dead Kennedys, the Cheetah Boys, all the Ramones and Dead Boys, and you know what I mean? Like all that. It was like really, really into punk rock at that time.
I just had a thought in terms of street cred going forward, right? I know one artist that you really, really want to get on one of your records going forward. Sax player, Nubia Garcia.
Ooh, I like the name.
Yeah. Have you heard her stuff?
No. Nubia Garcia.
Yeah. Check out an album called The Source. Nubia Garcia. Yeah.
I will.
Honestly, you'll be going, Graham, thank you very much. I'm putting in a call. This is going to happen in the future.
Definitely, I'll check it out. Definitely.
That's what I like to do. I like to bring musicians onto this show who are very well in tune with what's going out there, and still surprise them that I might know something that they don't.
Yeah, well, shoot, I'm looking forward to that.
It's the way it should go. My friend, it's been an absolute pleasure. So the first single, Define Love, is out now. People can get that on everything. Bandcamp, I've just looked it up myself. So you can get that on Bandcamp, which is really great. Do go there to buy it, folks, because that gives people money. the T-shirt, when when Luqman has designed it, will be available, maybe through Bandcamp as well.
Yep, it'll be on Bandcamp for sure.
Yeah, and then the album, the vinyl is going to be available to order via Bandcamp or via your website.
Pre-sales right now on pre-sales online at Bandcamp. It comes with a comic book like this.
Oh man, how cool is that?
Right, it comes with the Bumba Clock Train, and
sell it, man, sell it, really sell it now.
Well, this comic book comes in the vinyl.
Yeah,
you know, the vinyl here, and it's
if you're listening on Spotify, that looks amazing.
It's a pretty cool comic. I mean, it's got the comic is done by Tim Smith III, who draws for Marvel. He does a lot of Marvel comic books, but I've written it, and it says
that's going to be collectible.
Yeah, it's a collectible. So it says "Dope Sagittarius" in the Bumba Clot strain, right?
Oh,
it's about these guys that fly around in space.
That's insane. That's insane.
You know, so and it's about this group of who fly a plane called the Dope Sagittarius, and the plane goes in between the universes and the multiverse and everywhere and in space, and they're fighting against the evil D Incredible, who brings mediocre music to the masses. And so we've come to destroy him and bring them good music.
Do you know what? George Clinton would be proud of you.
I know, right?
Yeah, he would. You've so outdone yourself.
You know, that's where I get it all from. You know, the comic books, the space thing. I love it.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? It's a little bit of escapism, and I think, you know, after the year that everybody's had, that's just perfect. My friend, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Do come back and talk to me sometime again.
I will.
Show me some more of your comic stuff and whatever, because that's great.
I'll send you a copy with the record.
Yeah, my sons will steal that.
So I'll send you two.
What the books? Yeah, because they are so into like comic books and manga as well. Yeah, I don't know if you're into. Yeah,
I'm into comic books like a crazy man. That's what I think was at the door when the bell.
Oh, now we know.
Yeah,
that's so good. Yeah, so good. No, it's been a pleasure. For anyone that's been listening to this on Spotify, I'm sorry that you couldn't see the glory of all of those pictures. You're just going to have to order a copy for yourself in order to see what it is that we're talking about. So thanks to everyone that's been listening this afternoon. Thanks to everyone on LinkedIn and Twitter. Those that are going to re-listen to this on Spotify, thanks for listening. This has been Dope Sagittarius. What a name. Talking to Graham Coath and my music. Bye for now.
Bye now.